Devon Witherspoon came out of nowhere in this pre-draft process. You rarely heard his name through December, and then all of a sudden Daniel Jeremiah put him at number 5 in his mock draft, and you hear his name everywhere. He's being hyped up as CB1, shooting up Twitter mock drafts and big boards, while other CBs that were once seemingly cemented ahead of him are now lagging behind. This type of meteoric rise is always questionable, but it is 100% warranted for Devon Witherspoon, as this man is an absolute shutdown corner and straight up dog on the field, and well worth the top 5 pick. A good starting point for any prospect is, what's their athleticism like? Witherspoon isn't a freak athlete and doesn't boast insane athletic testing, but you can see on the field that he's more than enough speed to keep up with most receivers, and he won't get beat over the top very often. He also did run an unofficial 4.42 at his Illinois Pro Day, so he still has good speed. He's extremely light and quick on his feet, and whatever he doesn't have in speed, he makes up for in elite acceleration and closing speed. So he's not an insane athlete, but I would say he does just check all the boxes. He is a bit smaller, only 5'11 and 180 pounds, but as we'll see, it just doesn't matter. When it comes to his skills and technique, he is straight up glue in man coverage. You can count on your fingers the amount of times he got beat, and I'm using beat very lightly, as he was always glued to the receiver's hip and played extremely physically with whatever receiver he was matched up against. He did a phenomenal job at carrying receivers down the field and sticking right into their hip pocket, and had great eye discipline to maintain this lockdown coverage. He does this from any alignment, press, off ball, or any type of technique you ask him to. He positions his body exceptionally well, always shielding the receiver away from the ball on deeper routes. His ability to break on the ball is fantastic, which is paired with unreal instincts. He routinely anticipates receivers' breaks and is lightning fast at breaking on a ball. He clamps down on them in a second to shut down whatever separation he may have allowed, and essentially shuts down passing windows. It's like he knows the route beforehand, and his burst to the receiver is incredible. It's hard to express just how incredible he is at this, and just how valuable this is, as it proves he spent a ton of time in the film room learning and scouting his opponents and who he will be matching up against. He also has a knack for the football, not necessarily meaning he gets interceptions, but he's incredibly physical and aggressive at the catch point, and always manages to fight through the receiver to get his hand in there, managing to frequently swat the ball away, showing off his impressive ball skills. This is just an awesome play here against Wisconsin. It ends up as an interception for Illinois, as Witherspoon is able to stay attached to the receiver on the go route, and then at the catch point elevates, giving the receiver no shot at the ball, swatting the ball right into the safety's hands. Awesome playmaking here. Just to add on to his already insane skill set, he's a bully in jam press coverage, as he can straight up delete guys from the plays with his physicality and consistent hand placement. He does an excellent job mirroring receivers from this position as well, mirroring their footwork and countering with his hand placement. And then here you can see him just push and bully this guy around, and the route never even gets a chance to take off, as Witherspoon is right on top of him the whole time and doesn't let him go anywhere. It shows his jam ability and just how sticky he is in man. I love him in jam coverage, but even in bail he can fluidly open his hips and move up the field with his man with ease. And yet another sick play here, showcasing almost all of his strengths in one play. The break onto the ball and the receiver's break is instant, and you can see the pure burst and acceleration he possesses. He reacts immediately and then fights to the receiver to totally overpower him from behind and get his hand around to break up the pass. And did I mention that he's feisty and effective as a run defender? His read and react ability is so quick that he can shoot into a runner with ease and is generally a consistent tackler. He consistently showed that he can come downhill and make a tackle despite his smaller frame. There are legitimately no glaring weaknesses or even true weaknesses in Witherspoon's game. There are a few question marks in that we didn't see him run a ton of zone coverage, but considering how good he was in man and how he was locked down, I don't blame Illinois for just putting him on an island and removing a receiver from the play. When he was asked to run zone, he was still highly instinctive and reactive and did a good job reading the QB's eyes to position himself to force those ever so slight hesitations from the quarterback. He's just a bit inexperienced in zone, but I have no concerns that he'll quickly develop here and pick it up. You may wonder if he really has enough speed to not get beat over the top, but these are minor questions, and I seriously doubt that he's going to be getting beat that often. Witherspoon came out to be my highest graded player so far, and while I've only scouted around 20 players, he is still my highest graded player by far, as he came in at a 9.4 on my scale, which is just on the range of blue chip. His film absolutely blew me away, and I am pumped to see him enter the league. If you like this video, please check out the other draft content we've made so far, including a hidden gem series made by another CHEEKSCAST member, Alex. You can also check out some of the other videos I've made if you want to see some analysis on the QBs of this class. Please also consider subscribing, liking, and sharing it with all your other draft friends. Remember to check out the podcast as well with all of our links in the description. We'll talk to you next time, CHEEKSCAST fans.